here in these times. Happy to be able to host an event and happy to have you all here. How many have been to Pecha Kucha before? A little bit under half. So the format is rather simple. It's a Japanese format. Pecha Kucha is Japanese for like chit chat or small talk. And the idea is actually kind of to force people to talk about things relatively shortly and relatively concentrated. So what we'll have today is we'll have a couple of different talks and presentations on very varied topics. And you're more or less allowed to talk about anything. So it will be really varied because that's usually what ends up happening, and that's super fun. And the talks will be mostly in English, some in Swedish, yes, but a mixture. But we try to have a little bit of both. So for those of you who don't know so good Swedish, this is a really good chance to learn Swedish because you'll see pictures and have somebody talk. It's super awesome. Yeah. Do you have someone that don't understand Swedish here? Okay. Yeah. Because I won't speak Swedish. But that's okay. That's fine. We say that as well, that it will be a mixed event. So it's fine. Yeah, exactly. So don't feel any pressure. It's like, and if you've done a presentation in Swedish, do it in Swedish. Like that's totally how it should be. And yeah, so what we'll do now, a session is 20 images, which is shown for 20 seconds each. And the person doing the talk is not in control of the images, so it can become a little bit chaotic, and that's the point of it. It becomes a little bit more human, which is super fun and super nice. We'll also be recording it and live streaming it, so people will follow it from elsewhere, so that you know that as well. And because of that, all the speakers will also have a small microphone, which they will be required to have, so that the audience can hear us. But yeah, that's kind of it. We'll have a break in the middle. After 4 speakers, we'll have a break. Sorry, after 5 speakers, we'll have a break. And the break will be 15 minutes. Then you can buy some more drinks if you want to. And then we'll end up here with a second session. Cool. Are you excited? Yes. Me too. And before we start, Mary?
Hi everyone, and super welcome here. So I'm Mary, and I work here at Mindpark, more specifically at Open Space, which is down here, all the open area. It's actually this room that we're in right now. How many of you have been here before? All right, have most of you been to Pecha Kucha or just in Mindpark in general? Pecha Kucha, right? Yeah, Mindpark, yeah? Oh, that's nice. Well, so I work with the open area, as I said, and here we host a bunch of activities, 200 per year, and we have a lot of people who work here. On a good day, it's more than 400 people who walk around in this building. And I just want you to know that if you ever want to create an event or experiment with some sort of activity, please contact me. And I will help you to create your idea here at Mindpark. Yeah, very welcome here.
Okay, first up, Rose. Welcome to the stage. Here you get the microphone. Either you hold it or you put it in the pocket. Up to you.
Yeah, I guess I can
yes,
put it here. Oh, it's a thick package.
And you need your submission, so when you're ready.
Where is the camera?
It's a feeling.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I push the button.
Yeah. So here is my name. I'm Rose. I'm from China, and today I'm going to talk about something that really interests me a lot, about voice assistant. And you can see there are Google, Siri, Cortana. I call them the game changer, because the voice is their command, and it changes everything all through your life, all aspects. Oh, it's actually slower than I thought. So they're communicative AI. That's what I define. So do you use any of such voice assistant? Can you raise your hand? Whoa, I guess it's half-half. So probably some of you already have a basic knowledge of what it is. And I'm standing here telling you that probably you know more than I know. Although I write a thesis, but the knowledge before and after my research, I think is still up there on top of the iceberg, because it's such a big topic. It is about AI, about language. It is also about society and social science. So this communicative AI, they're usually located in small-sized or big-sized, middle-sized smart speaker. There's supposed to be a photo here, and the hardware costs quite cheap. But the price ranged from lower than 200 to 4,000 krona. Well, people are fascinated about that. Why? Because it has some big, nice technology behind it, or intelligence behind it. To put it simple, since I'm not an engineer, we speak human voice, and it processes and recognizes the whole dialogue through the dialogue manager connected to a certain database, and then transform all the answers into speech. These are the most popular or most populated assistant that around the world. We see some from the North America, some also from APAC region. So North America and APAC, they're the biggest or largest market for voice assistants so far. What do people do or using this VA as I use? So majority of them using it at home in a more intimate environment, and some of them using cars for navigate. And very few of them also explore at work usage to check schedule and book meeting. I made this infographic so that you can see their applicants are more than we know. Not only in the spaces that we live, but also in other industry, from banking, news media to national security, education, agriculture, and healthcare, and travel, of course. And this is a typical kind of the structure where your voice assistant connected to IoT devices and control, basically, it can control everything in your household, from the temperature to the light, to the dog barks, to the security camera. And what you do in car, you can ask it to find the nearest coffee shop, to book your meeting, or to access to a personal call, or whatever you can imagine. You probably already, of course, some also do delivery, autonomous driving. That's what it can do. And now it's also coming to workplaces. People use it in the shared working office, booking the lights, open the projector, booking meeting rooms, and use it as receptionist, just to save human labor probably, or look more fancier. But it can actually do a lot more in workplace. And this is how it kind of hijacked it or emerged into our e-commerce system, which is currently called Wise Commerce. You talk to it, order your stuff. Probably for now, you can also get a discount on it. But remember, it's always listening. Whenever you're talking or discussing something, it's listening. And through the voice recognition, it can identify the unique voice of you, so that it's secured, and you can also use it in the bank service. Ask for a transfer, or even apply for a loan. Of course, online payment. And more than the rational places, we also have emotional applicants. We have virtual, this guy is not real. We have a virtual reporter. Probably some of the population in the world already listen to it. And this Japanese guy actually married to one. And we have people even pray to Alexa because the church made a skill. And it's above and beyond that. The most applied places, more than 60% of the companies, they believe they're going to adopt this technology in customer service. But like what I said, there is a lot more. Well, for parents, probably it's good to know that despite of all the good things, we also need to pay attention to privacy, security, and the accountability of the VA providers. Think about it, it's listening all the time. Who owns the data? Who also listened? And are you just press yes to all the agreements that the VA manufacturer just sent to you and haven't really read it. But you actually train their algorithm and make them, you know, tech monoplay, ranking top in the world. You should claim some of those data ownership. And in the future, this is the environment that you're gonna have on our digital world. We have agent-to-agent communication or multi-agent communication. When you probably can't tell who is speaking. Is a machine or human or probably hybrid. But what we can do now as a common folk, we can be open-minded. We need to be aware and know our rights and share our knowledge. I meant this for the organizations, but it's just an example to see. Actually, you can use it to identify the challenges and the things that you want it to be. This is about the good thing and the bad thing. It's from my culture, but it's also philosophy reminding us technology itself doesn't have any right or wrong. It's up for us to decide. And I want every one of you to take a little bit time to think about it. And thanks. That's the end of my Pecha Kucha. First. My LinkedIn.
Thank you. Great. Okay, yeah, take a picture if you want to. Okay, Tania. Next up. Let's see. I'm sorry. That was the wrong button. Yeah. Wait. We're not there yet. You need to have the microphone as well. You can hold it if you want to. And you can put this. It's better if you have this on your clothes. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Are you ready?
No.
Okay.
No, but I didn't get the chance to.
Sorry. Go.
Thank you. So yes, I'm Tania Bauder. Hi. I work as for the last 6 years as a non-formal education trainer, international in Europe, a little bit outside, and within, as I said, non-formal education, vocational training. So basically, it's everything from team building to retreats. And today I wanted to address children. I love to work with children, especially those who grow up. And there are a couple of privileges which I want to call your attention to. One of them is fall and hit yourself. Another one is actually play. Whenever you try to do it as an adult, a grown-up child, it's always like a danger. But these two things are what stands in basic of learning. I borrowed the picture, so if you want to wonder where I took it from, please ask me. I noticed that I didn't put a text. I'm not that fine drawer. I usually tend political, saying, no, you have to trust in yourself. You have to, in order to achieve some learning, you have to dare to make your mistakes, but also don't be afraid to get appreciation. It's very important to get it as well. And in basis for any innovations, there will always be experiments, but there always has to be safe environment, because if we only try and then chaos around us, we will never have a chance to follow up the results of what we have been doing. Sorry. Yeah, that's my religion, but I'll get religiously a bit later. So I want to tell you about Project Pocket. And if you at some point feel that, that's something like Mindpark, a little bit, but not exact. Any OCDs in the room? No? No, so nothing, good. This is about imperfection, okay? Before any good project, there will always be some, let's say, fuck-ups, which nobody will boast about, but they do exist. It's also part about Inti community, internationals, but I would rather call them like for, I don't know, hooligans, something. Why does it take so much time? If you check on outintic.com, you'll know more about it. It is a co-working space, Project Pocket, yes, pretty much like Mindpark, a little bit different. Sometimes, actually, we start to call it for incubator after it grew up from a women organization, and once somebody called us a bunch of hints, And what are you sitting here? Well, we're sitting waiting for our initiatives for social investment to hatch. That usually works. But in fact, that's just a playground for grown-ups, you know. But once again, each one has a child which sometimes has to continue playing in order to learn and develop. Now, this is the part when I get religious. Our Holy Trinity is dream, discuss, and prototype. Actually, most people, or many people, when they start by themselves, they would know it like a little bit different edition. That would be a dream, Google, and then prototype. For young people, I always say there are two magic words: there's dream and Google, and you just rotate it and, you know, freely. Dream, Google, then dream, then do, then Google again. So we want to help people to understand that whatever they have in their mind, it's all possible. But in order to get there, you have to break a couple of pieces of wood. Bones, not yet, didn't happen. These are just some activities which we already started, all are experiments. This one grew up from a project from Visionsfonden from Helsingborg. Project by itself finished a long time ago, but we just enjoyed it so much, so we continue. Everybody asks, who is Snickaron? You know, because it's Snickaron's days. Who is Snickaron? Well, it's Wednesday carpenter, okay? So sneaker, sneakash, sneakery. This is difficult with multilingual, you know? And that's one of the things which, yeah, it's not perfect, but it works because it leads us to the place where ladies get to make, I don't know, scene. You'll see it a bit later, to cheers, to be hostile, whatever. Other part of the room, we dance. On different reasons, sometimes because we have problems with group dynamic and leadership, and that is a way to explain how actually communication and leadership works. Queer Cafe we have on Sundays, and that's a place where we want to encourage young people or their families come and talk and ask and just jungle with a lot of thoughts and ideas about identity. Open music we have every second week, and it's a little bit like the way we meet here in Mindpark, for example, just with our computers or talk about something. What if our main thing to work with would be a musical instrument? What do we need then? Ah, there you can. Yes, I have to admit, mostly we work with ladies or very young people. It's not a harsh rule, it just happened to be so, because just like in dancing, ladies seem to be more eager and open-hearted to try something new and not be afraid to lose the prestige. Another activity which, or place, what we do is co-passenger syndrome. Anybody knows what it is? No? Have you ever experienced this? You know, you got on a train, it's a person you don't know, you never met before, and you start to tell about your, I don't know, divorce or relationship. That's co-passenger syndrome. These are common questions which we get. Can I come work with my computer? Actually, I usually recommend Mindpark because it's so close and because it's much calm atmosphere here. There, it's often dusty. Maybe somebody is dancing at the same time. Maybe somebody is polishing something with the machine. But most likely because whenever you produce something, whenever you co-create, it will involve different people in different levels and a lot of experiment, which can involve everything from building to painting, to talking, to running, to dancing, you name it. Yeah, so we can just come and sit and talk, sometimes plan, sometimes not. It's also possible, theoretically, just never happened yet, to book for specific activities. Because as soon as somebody books, everybody will come anyway, because it usually is never closed. And we all bring it together to a membership system. We want people to feel that whenever you create something, people get involved. And when you take part of what you're doing, you develop a different relation to the result of it. This is a funny thing. We happen to work a lot with underrepresented groups and people who are don't have very stable economic position, and they say, okay, I want to be here, but I cannot pay. You say, yeah, well, everybody starts somewhere. So we offer them volunteering instead. So if you want to come and help sometime, you don't have to pay for hours which you spend. This is the stage. This is the stage. It got 4 by 4 meters made by ladies. This is how it started with the serviettes, of course. So you ready for some prototyping? Ladies. Thank you very much. Which microphone?
Perfect. Okay, next up. Start now with Alaadin. On here.
Yes.
So I have it in the pocket, or I could put it there. Yes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I'm here to present my solar innovation project. And also, I will start by explaining about myself and my background. Anybody hungry here? Have you eaten well? Because I'm going to start from here. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I want to explain where I came from. I came from where the falafel come, from the Middle East. Yeah, I came from Syria, actually. And we love food, of course. I studied translation and business and engineering, and I traveled a lot. And yeah, since I was 19 years old, I went out of Syria, and then I started studying, working. And then I finished up in a very cold country called Sweden. I have different type of experience: software, construction, industrial technologies, airport technologies, baggage handling system. I worked so much in this baggage handling system for airports, and I have big experience in sales and marketing within technologies. 2017, I arrived to Sweden. I said, okay, what to do here? Of course, it's nice nature. Yeah, that's something that I like about Sweden. But here I started to restart everything I learned and what I'm going to do in Sweden. So I started I joined different integration organizations. One of them is called Forza of Sweden, and I start knowing many Swedish friends and international people in Helsingborg, and you know, started networking and thinking what to do, what is it all about in Sweden. And then because of my technical background, and in Sweden it started getting warm and sun and long summer, then I thought, yeah, I have to do something to save the environment, give back to the society, something which can make the changes. And then I applied to the Fonden in last year, and with the idea of a mobile solar station project. I want to bring down the solar panels from the houses to hands, so people can use it everywhere, anywhere. Not only paying so much money for the rooftop houses, solar panels, or wait for the electricity companies to make their solar farms so I can get my electricity, but I also have my own activities outside. Camping, festivals, whatever, barbecue. I need power on the go, and I need it environmentally friendly. The solar energy is something amazing. It's free. The sun is free, and the skylight also is free. We can also you can also generate electricity from the daylight. It doesn't have to be sunny. So I thought, okay, what to do? So because the solar technologies are developing so much recently, and that you can see, you can have your small solar panel at home with you in the car, you can do whatever. So I decided I want to make something like a generator, but from solar. I want to generate power from solar and I have it with me on the go. So I think everybody knows that the solar panel absorb the light and sun, and from the light and from daylight absorb the light and convert it to electricity. But how to make it on the go? I want to make it easy for anyone, and for the future, I want the summer festivals to be run on solar. How does it work? How can we do it? So I thought about it. I developed my station, and this is how it looks. I integrated a solar panel on a trolley and a bike, and I did some engineering with batteries and so many stuff, which I developed through 8 months of work. And I started going out on the streets. And this picture is from Stortorget in Helsingborg, just next to the castle. So I started charging people mobile phone and electricity, handy electricity, mobile laptops. I start charging for people on the ground, direct from the sun. And I want to also share the knowledge that we can save the environment together. There is something small from solar that you can use it every day, anywhere. It's not only on the roof of the house. So yeah, it works and people like it. And I'm in the final days actually presenting my technology because the project is 1 year. And now we are in the final days. I have more brochures also to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And these are the small solar technology which maybe you start to see on the market, that you can lights and street lights, and it can be mobile charger from solar. There are different technologies you can use to save the environment. So please follow me on Facebook and Instagram. My project called Helsingborg Soul, and support me and support the environment. I think I'm almost done. Yes, thank you. What will happen then? Yes, I'm looking to develop actually the idea. This is the prototype. It's done and ready. It works. Yeah.
Cool. Microphone.
Yes.
Media.
Yes.
Microphone.
Okej, ska vi ha det så här?
Yes. Jättebra. Den här får du hålla i.
Jag får hålla den. Vänta, jag är inte redo. Ska jag prata nu?
Ja.
Ska jag börja nu? Hej, jag heter Midia Osman Taha. Jag jobbar som biträdande rektor på Södra folkhögskolan som tillhör Folkuniversitetet. Jag kommer prata om min resa från början till idag, om min karriär och från början till slut var jag kommer ifrån och vad jag har gått igenom, alltså både positiva och negativa saker. Jag flydde från Kurdistan 1992 och då var det Iran och Irakkriget, Kuwaitkriget, kurdernas revolution mot Saddam Hussein. Så vi flydde då till Turkiet och sen till Ryssland och från Ryssland till Sverige. Och vad är krig då? Många får höra att krig är liksom, ja, jag flydde och så. Men krig tänker då att det kommer larm. Och vi springer ut till en grotta som min pappa har byggt för att gömma oss i. Och vi springer och det kommer flygplanet närma sig och sen boom! Vi blir medvetslösa och vaknar upp och ingen är där. Och många skadar sig. Vi kommer till Sverige, Rosengård. Och så har jag det här då med mig, att jag inte har fokus. Jag får kämpa med språket. Och på Rosengård är det mycket om negativt då, som sägs om Rosengård. Och där föds min dröm om journalism och att jag vill bli journalist för jag vill visa den positiva bilden av förorten. Och så i skolan då engagerade jag mig i tidningen och var med i media mycket när det kom journalister till Rosengård. Men det var många lärare som faktiskt uttryckte sig negativt och pratade mycket om att jag kommer inte klara det, jag har inte språket, jag kunde inte få MVG för jag var inte etnisk svensk. Så mycket sånt rasism har jag fått träffa på med tiden. Men jag gav inte upp, jag började mediaprogrammet. Och känslor som det väckte hos mig, jag var besviken och ledsen, jag har gråtit många nätter. Men jag gav inte upp, det gjorde mig starkare. Och sökte till Malmö universitet, kom in på media- och kommunikationsvetenskap. För jag ville inte ge upp min dröm att bli journalist. Och även där sa man till mig, du kommer inte få jobb för det är svårt för utländska, alltså om man flyttar till Sverige och har mörkt hår, att få jobb som journalist. Men jag jobbade ändå på SR International, Sveriges Radio International på kurdiska. Men då sa det man att du är inte riktig journalist. I alla fall, på grund av det så vände jag mig till skolvärlden, utbildade mig till folkhögskolelärare. Och samtidigt som jag skrev mitt examensarbete så startade jag upp folkhögskolor i Kurdistan tillsammans med Linköpings universitet. Och syftet var att sprida demokrati, för det var krig då när man störtade Saddam Hussein. Vi skulle åka dit för att sprida demokrati, utbilda lärare till folkhögskolelärare, också marknadsföra idén. Och det svenska konceptet att staten får inte blanda sig i ett sådant projekt. Men vi mötte många hinder på vägen. Där ville politiker blanda sig i. De hade ju betalat 10 miljoner kronor för det här projektet. Och där satt då ministrar som kom med sina anställda och ville påverka. Och där var det att jag fick stoppa ministern. Så som ett sånt möte bara, nej, det här får inte ske. Ja, i alla fall. Så det var många hinder. Men jag ville inte ge upp min dröm. Så jag gick tillbaka till journalistiken. Och tänkte att jag vill ändå bli en riktig journalist på en svensk mediakanal. Och jag fick då jobb på Sveriges Radio Sveriges Radio Kristianstad, P4. Då fick jag göra mina egna nyheter och grävande journalistik. Mitt mål var då att få nya lyssnare, en annan målgrupp. Och ta död på fördomarna och kämpa mot främlingsfientlighet. Jag lyckades ganska bra, för jag syntes ganska mycket. Min nyhetschef brukade alltid skicka mig på sådana demonstrationer där det var just sådana organisationer som var främlingsfientliga. Då fick jag gå och synas och göra reportage. Jag berättade om en verklig bild. Jag var verkligen på de platserna där man inte brukade vara annars. Så det som hände till slut var att jobben kom till mig. Jag behövde inte söka jobb längre. Jag fick jobb på Sydsvenskan, Helsingborgs Dagblad, Skånska Dagbladet, City. Jag bloggade på Sveriges Radio. Min dröm uppfylldes, men där var ändå... jag ville inte jobba med lokala journalistiken längre. Så jag gick tillbaka till skolvärlden. Och jobbade faktiskt med Free Zone som jobbar mot hedersrelaterat våld och förtryck. För det har jag också erfarenhet inom. Och skrev en rapport om ensamkommande flyktingbarn och deras behov. Och mötte många ensamkommande och har föreläst mycket i kommuner som Lund, Kristianstad, Helsingborg. Just för att berätta om deras behov. Men jag skilde mig, fick en dotter och ville ha ett stabilt jobb. Så jag sökte jobb på Folkuniversitetet. Och värdegrunden på Folkuniversitetet var det jag föll för. Det var individen, demokrati och individens behov. Och vi startade då en skola. Södra folkhögskolan som är filial till Södra Stockholms folkhögskola. Och idag finns vi på Järnvägsgatan 3 och har då allmän kurs som är motsvarande gymnasiet, en studiemotiverande kurs för ungdomar och etableringskurs för nya som kommer till Sverige. Vår profil är då att jobba mycket med motivation, med vuxna, att man motiverar dem genom att få dem att identifiera sig med det gamla, med det de har haft med sig. Och med unga är det mycket att vara ute, lära känna sin stad och jobba med personlig utveckling. Här är en film om jobbet då. Ljudet är ju inte på. Kanske du ska...
Ja, man kan läsa.
Ja, det är inte samma sak, men ja.
Du kan berätta mellan.
Ja, vi jobbar mycket med att finnas i Helsingborg och det lokala som händer. Vi har varit mycket här på Mindpark, men också skapar samarbeten med olika organisationer som Free Zone, som Antidiskrimineringsbyrån, Brottsofferjouren och olika, som sagt, organisationer. För att de ska få känna på verkligheten, att vara ute i verkligheten och på det viset göra en utveckling. Här når ni mig och ni kan också bli medlemmar för Södra folkhögskolan i Helsingborg för att följa oss och se hur vi jobbar där. Tack så mycket! Det gick snabbt, hela mitt livshistoria.
Bra jobbat. Bra jobbat. Okay, last speaker before, is it Swedish or English? English.
English. Russian.
Yeah. Russian.
I know a lot of Russians here.
You can put it on.
Okay. So should I?
Yeah. Perfect. So you can have a pocket, otherwise you can hold it. Okay, last before break.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Hey, my name is Natalia, and I'm here to talk with you about what is possible when you live in your comfort zone and go to your discomfort zone. This is how I'm going to spend this 6 minutes, 40 seconds together with you. So just a few words about myself. I'm refugee of love. I have moved to Sweden when I was 46 to my perfect Swedish husband. I moved from Moscow to the south of Skåne, and I had to rethink all my life. I was doing marketing in large tech companies like IBM, Microsoft, Ericsson. And here in Skåne, I decided to rethink myself. And this is how I went to Hyper Island. Raise your hands if you heard about this school, Hyper Island. Oh, quite a lot. So for those who don't know, Hyper Island is the transformative educational institution, digital Harvard. And what is so special about Hyper Island's way of education? It means transformational learning means you're learning something you internally disagree with in quite an uncomfortable way. So with my 20 years of business experience, I was very, very skeptical about this education. But what I liked, we were using an approach yes and instead of no but when we're discussing things. So for example, a leader is the one who is in charge, yes, and this is the one who is creating the space for the team and who is facilitating the co-creation. So this is the example. And this is the methodology of Hyper Island, learning through doing. And with doing things, we're reflecting on what happened, we're generalizing, applying this to practice, and we're doing this again and again. So the reflection is a very important part of education. And we're reflecting through asking, constantly asking ourselves the questions like, what do you want to achieve? What do you want? What works well and what didn't work for me? And what did I notice when I did something? And the next thing, which is really huge at Hyper Island, is about team. So we're saying team is everything. Whatever we're doing in the team. And we were doing a lot of projects in the team. And we realized how to create teams and why the team efforts are much stronger than the individual one. Feedback is the other thing which I have to unlearn and learn again, because I thought that feedback is about to say thank you when something went smooth, or to say, well, I'm not happy if you didn't like it. But I know now feedback is a gift. You need to unpack it and use the transformational and educational tool. And lifelong education, nowadays you cannot get high education at the very beginning of your career and be happy. Most of us will be changing several jobs during the lifetime. So we need to be ready for that. Yeah, my education at Hyper Island was a roller coaster for me. And it was really painful. I was resistant to new approaches. I was asking wrong questions, and I was constantly in conflict with my team, with teachers, and with myself. And at some moment of my educational process, I start thinking that maybe I did the wrong step. I don't feel any transformation, and it seems like I'm just wasting my time here, and I'm not learning anything new at all. But then COVID came, and that's really funny to say, but it was my lucky moment. In a couple of weeks, companies just moved online without any preparations, without any clue how to do this, without thinking and without using a lot of planning as they usually do this. Some people became experts into remote team setup, and I became one of them, because at Hyper Island I was part of this program, which was like an experimental. It was 100% distant. So we were working in a new teams, and we were doing a lot of things from the scratch, like every time. So suddenly my former colleague invited me to participate in a webinar about remote work. Then I started being invited to some conferences, and then some companies came to me and asked to help them to facilitate things. And I realized how many things I learned at Hyper Island. And blending this with my 20 years experience in large companies, I realized that some magic has happened. And yeah, I start to get the reviews from my new happy customers, and I found a partner who wants to work with me. I found mentors who supported me in this journey. And suddenly my personal discomfort zone turned into comfort zone. I'm doing what I like. I have no doubts in my experience, and I'm start getting paid for this. And that's what instead of getting a job as I wanted before when I started at Hyper Island, I got my own business. I became entrepreneur. I still like marketing, but now I'm doing it for myself, for my project, Highwork. Highwork, hybrid work, it's a company which is empowering the teams to go remote and work in hybrid space. And we also trying to humanize the organizational culture and employees' experience in the companies. So if you ask me, am I happy about this transformation which happened? Well, yes, I do. And you know what? I'm going to explore my discomfort zone. And to be here tonight and sharing this experience was one of the steps out of my comfort zone again. And you know what? I invite you to think, what can you do to go out of your comfort zone? And just to see what's possible there.
We'll be back here at 19:30.
Is everybody trying to steal this?
Yes. You all feel too comfortable with it. It's not at all uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're leaving. Yes. Yes. Yes, det ska vara exakt. Nej, inte. Är du säker? Ja. Har du ändrat till... Ja, 20. Ja. Det finns ett trick, du vet. Google har inte... När du publicerar. Google har inte... Vi säger så. Lite till i Malmö. Dansa inte för mycket. Eller du ska inte dansa.
Vad sa du?
20 sekunders mellanrum mellan slider. De har ju bara, du får välja 3, 10 och 30.
Men du kan ju hacka redan. Ja. Men det känns inte som att den skiftar.
Ja, det gör det.
Så ni lägger 20 sekunder på första sidan också?
Ja.
Alltså för den ligger utanför de 20. Men, okay.
Om du vill så kan vi ju hoppa av.
Nej, det är lugnt. Du kör upp den i fullfärd.
Du ska presentera, presentera dig själv.
Ska jag?
Alina, do the stretching there.
Are you ready for some warm-up? Do you remember the song? Peach Road. Is this a song or yeah? Is this a song? I don't know. I just remember I was so super calm watching people after I'd done that, so I felt like I had embarrassed myself. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I already practiced. I can't really get much worse now. We're already dancing here. Yeah, pretty. That's so much fun. We were doing that for a venture match when we were doing some and we were like rehearsing beforehand. And we were doing one person. Hey, yeah, I mean, there is no Larry. There is only Larry, no reason. Just the best I think they were very good. I kind of put them together. One of them together was same. I don't know. So I had no. I had a PR. Very knowledgeable as well. We call it these turtles. These little Swedish turtles. So different island. But the designer made that true.
So that's next time you will present. You will see, we will publish on, if you go to Facebook and write Pecha Kucha Helsingborg, you will see.
And then cool. I'm quite sure we started with this. Yeah, probably.
5 minuter. Ja, men det är grejt. Men ingen sitter där. Vänta. Nej, sant.
I saw you on Instagram that you was yesterday only preparing.
Give it 5 more minutes because I always have a charge.
But they didn't show on Instagram. She showed on Instagram.
Charge.
So me, yeah. So me and my mom co-commented, why are you not preparing? What? My mom's now understood how stories work, so now she is following my stories because that's why I was sharing her stories because she didn't understand that and stopped commenting on Instagram and Facebook because I didn't have so much information. And now she sees stories. So, but she don't know how to comment, so she's writing. Oh, you have been in an event. What happened? Why have you been the Zumba?
I went to the Söderscen account and I commented on something. Just ask me.
So now I don't know where to publish my
Private stuff.
Yeah. Probably. But it will take a couple of weeks and she will be there because all the kids on TikTok. I just hate dance when it's dark and you know. No, we just see this. I also have you just like I invest at least 10 minutes of my time in TikTok because I have all those my kids' friends there, and if I don't like them, I go to school and I say, why didn't you see the last videos? She didn't like. Wow, it's so many, you know. So like, I don't worry.
Should I write a code about it? How much time
Yes.
you
don't have a good idea.
do make time to actually like post. Do you have a robot? Did you code a robot and goes in?
Oh, on social media, I have a robot on social media, except the TikTok doesn't have API, so you cannot.
So it's not you who likes to post, it's a robot.
No, usually it's me, but there's some like things that my robots do.
Okay.
Var vill du ha stående sen? Står vi där eller där? Där va?
Där är kameran.
Fick du 20 stycken? Är det till Söderscen?
Nej, det är till en körutbildning på programmerare. Det är därför jag ska köra också.
Ja. Ja. Den är fin.
Där det gör. Det ska man se här.
Jag berättar för dig om inlägget. Det är ju 40 timmar.
Ska vi se. Dimitri ville bara testa. Kan du bara prata i närheten nästa gång?
Hej, hej. Hörs jag? Yes.
Okay. Then we're almost back. You can get the microphone.
Nice. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes. So, hello everyone. My name is Alina and I am a communications and project coordinator at Helsingborg Stad. Particularly interested in this project that is called Söderscen, or the Stage of South, the Söder, the region, the area in Helsingborg. But this presentation is not about me. This is about the first placemaking project in Helsingborg, and actually one of the very first placemaking projects in the whole Sweden. And this project is mainly concerned about Furutorpsplatsen, or Furutorpsparken, which is a park situated in the heart of Söder, quite a big area in Helsingborg. I'm sure most of you know about that. And so why exactly this place? Because it is located in the crossroads of the Söder area, and there's been a lot of crime. Everything bad that happens in Helsingborg actually happens somewhere in Söder, and particularly around this area. There's been people selling drugs, and that's why the identity of the park has been very, very negative since a while. And as you can see, there's very nice Japanese cherry trees blossoming, but it just doesn't help when you only have nice things in the area. For some reason, there's been a lot of attempts to transform the area, like since 20, 30 years, to make Söder great again, but it just didn't work. And that's why we are here with placemaking. And what's that in a nutshell? It's actually about making the place through creating a community of people who come and make this place their own, through getting together, being like with different international backgrounds, speaking probably different languages, but anyways doing something together and enjoying it. And that's how we started. This is the very first event where we actually painted chairs together in the park. This was surprisingly successful, since a lot of chairs are actually there still in the park, although a lot of them has disappeared. There are a lot of people doubted that it would be a success, but you know what? I got so many messages from people who were actually protecting the chairs and like trying to say to others, like, don't touch those. We made them, you know, it's ours. And that's amazing how much success we just got out of, you know, doing this. As simple as that. It didn't cost like so much money, but it became more beautiful. People became more engaged and protective of the things that they did. All of a sudden, this park became theirs and not just yet another park in the city of Helsingborg. But that's just that was just the beginning, and we began in June actually with this event. And then we went on with yoga, and you see there are people from different age groups represented here. We had this event every Saturday in the morning, and it went on quite well. I must mention here that all our events were free of charge to participate. Sometimes you had to sign up, sometimes not. But then something for the body, but also something for the brain. We had the chess club from Helsingborg, Husk. And again, every Saturday after yoga, we played chess. On this picture, there are not so many people, but there's quite many who came to learn how to play chess. It was quite fun, since we also had fika, so yeah, pretty cool. And then Zumba. This is like a huge success. So many people came to dance in the park, and we did it together with Nordic Wellness. They came to us offering like to have Zumba in the park, and it was very nice because you feel just so safe dancing in the park. And then we had lots of workshops. This one in particular is Ikebana Workshop. Very fun. Ikebana is a Japanese art of creating bouquets. And
you can see people from all of the backgrounds, and there will be another picture showing people from the Swedish, Arabic, Chinese, Indian culture sitting by one table and having fun. And then they were actually able to take their creations home to have something as a memory from this event. And yeah, I think like what we are trying to do here is actually to get people together, because otherwise they never meet. For some reason, they're having their lives, they work, and they probably just run around the park without noticing what it has to offer. But here we are again together, learning to take care about our bikes. Again, for free, we had 2 workshops with Christer, who is actually a Swede, offering his help. And we'll probably have more events like this in the park. And then again, you see these people are Swedes, but there are like a lot of internationals. And it's marvelous because it works. And we want to continue going this way, actually bring people together so that they have some warm memories and better associations with the park. And we are also trying to integrate people who don't speak yet as good Swedish as probably in the future. And it went quite successful as well, surprisingly. There are lots of people who would like to practice some Swedish outdoors in the park. We were very lucky to have great weather this summer. And that's the first project that was run by Punit. She actually made it from scratch, this whole mini library. And that was impressive. And it works until now. People come with their books, people take the books, people leave the books. And we are just it just keeps on going with all the books that we have there. And this is very fun. We did it together with Helsingborgshem. So we had 4 days with all these balls, and I don't know, like 200 kids were just like continuously there, and it was like so much energy, very fun. So we're also trying to engage the families, so doing something for everyone. And a new thing we're doing every Wednesday at 6 o'clock is Campfire storytelling session. Here we have guests from Ångestpodden, or anxiety podcast from Stockholm. They came all the way down here to hold the conversation about why is it so important to talk about mental health issues. And we're gonna do this again and again near the campfire, so everybody's welcome. But the best part about this project is that everyone can be a part of it. Everyone can come with their idea, and we will be there to support with whatever is needed, money, resources, suggestions, advice, anything, because we want this park to become yours. And that's how you do it. Either you scan the QR code, or you go by the link and you fill out a formula, very easy, and we get back to you. Please save it somewhere. Or like just catch me in the corridor afterwards. And thank you for your attention. Please follow us on social media.
Thank you. Are you ready?
One of the another used before you, so we're gonna see. Can you click this in? People try to see the stream. They said they're asking for the credit card.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Let's start. Yes. Hello, everybody. I guess you're here to see me, and I'm Maria, and I'm going to talk today about a random topic of connection between the physical and mental well-being. I'm actually a medical doctor and biologist, so I have some knowledge and background, but I will share that with some spice of my own experience of that. And we're going to start with some practical things. Actually, I think not everybody, after 3 o'clock, it didn't change. Huh? I think there's something didn't check out. We will start with the breathing in and breathing out to connect ourselves to here and now. And if you don't know this exercise, which is called vacuuming, I want you to practice it now. And it will be a challenge for 5 minutes for you guys to try. So you breathe in, breathe out. And as I breathe out, try to take your stomach just like Mr. Sylvester. up to your spine and see if you can actually feel your muscles, which are right there on the bottom there. They call the transverses. And this one you can do in the meantime, yeah? And more or less you can keep on breathing, but you keep them tight. Keep them tight. Maybe you didn't know about them, so now you feel them, because everybody talk about six packs and everything, but those are inside us. So keep on doing that. In the meantime, we can talk about the well-being. Well-being is something like happiness, more or less. It's a complex concept, and there's all these components in there: physical, emotional, and multiple else. So some people connect the happiness and the stress level. Yes, so we think like stress is against happiness, but we need stress actually. Stress is produce so-called hormone cortisol, which makes us get up in the morning, gets us run, get us motivated, get us jump to and away from predators. And so we need it, because actually if we don't have our stress or pressure, we are in a boredom and we're sleeping. So somewhere here, you actually are working in the optimal stage. And if you have too much pressure, you still think you're working, but it's already in a fantasy. So you want to be somewhere in the middle there. So how do we somehow regulate this? Yeah, I'm thinking about stress as a bucket. Everybody has a different size of bucket, how much you can cope with your stress. Yeah, we can maybe protect your bucket from getting extra job, from getting some negative emotions. You can hide yourself, or you can get some little faucets to let your stress drain out. You can use maybe relaxation, meditation, well sleeping, but maybe not so recommended to use false faucets of oversleeping, hiding to yourself, ignoring the problems. So you have to take care of your bucket, and you have to know your bucket, how much you can stress be helpful for you. Yeah, so be somewhere there. So again, the well-being is this wholesome of the social, physical, and mental well-being. And we talked about social. It's very important to be social. Yeah, it makes you there and makes you happy. I'm talking about this physical effects on this mental. Yeah. So now we try to do another exercise. If somebody is still holding, it's great. Now we try to do this one. Yeah. I put a joke. I don't know if it's funny, but if you feel like smiling, please smile more. If you don't feel like smiling, everything is shit, still try to smile, because actually it works like this. It brings you back to having this emotion through your nervous connections, and you actually feel better, because our emotions and muscles, they interrelated. So these guys, they seems like they live longer if you smile more. Actually, my original idea was to talk about the core. Yeah, the core. And I actually have a plan to make a little bit educational video project about this kind of specific disease. We say when the physical is not all good, yeah, we want to fix it. So I don't know if you guys heard about this diagnosis. We have somebody, maybe it's the dysplasia recti. It's when the mostly women, sometimes men, have this problem with the too big of the stomach. The woman, we get pregnant sometimes. And so this is my story, but I don't put any of my pictures. Yeah, this lady has the 3 kids inside. I have 3 kids sequentially. And so, and I'm being a medical professional and knowledgeable person, I didn't realize that I have this problem until quite later. I thought I'm sporty, I'm gonna do my physical and it's gonna be all good. But I figured that I have this diagnosis and it doesn't work. So I needed a special exercise. I need to do something different. And I wanted to actually tell about this a little bit more. And some exercises actually we should not do. They actually harm you. So normal abdominals, they actually can be harmful. Yeah. So I want to tell people about the right way to do. And actually I started doing this exercise, which you're doing now. Because my thing was, I thought like, I have a plan, I have all this exercise, I learn, I know, but I didn't have time. And so I started that. And suddenly I felt like after doing that, which you can do at any time, you're not just finding your abdominal, you're suddenly fixing your back, you're suddenly becoming taller, you're suddenly becoming a little bit more significant for yourself and happy. So it starts somewhere from the core. And this is the next exercise if somebody wants to get up and do that. When you want to be a little bit bigger, you want to feel a little bit taller, because I'm short, so yeah. So when somebody asks you if you're happy, say, I'm happy, that doesn't work, yeah? So if you want to be happy, you do this and maybe it becks to you and maybe you're feeling happier. So when you feel like shit, try to reach for the sky. So I'm also looking for people who maybe want to improve your core, because I already found some women who are having the same problem. So I'm gonna actually have the interest group. So that's for the participants call. Otherwise, the sum up of the talk is be active, be aware, and be happy to connect your mind, and maybe continue those 3 exercises we just tried. Vacuum, smile, and reach for the sky. That was it. And this will,
Microphone. Where's the microphone?
Oh,
you really like the microphone.
Ready? Yes, I'm going to do my presentation in Swedish, actually. Feels a bit strange now, but hey. Ja, mitt namn är Linnea Åkerberg och jag läste inte instruktionerna så jättetidigt, vilket är anledningen till varför min presentation ser lite annorlunda ut. Men precis som titeln säger så tänkte jag prata med er idag om digitala kulturer i framtiden. Och vad det är och vad det kommer att innebära. Och som ni alla känner till så har 2020 inte varit det året som vi kanske hade tänkt oss att det skulle bli med corona. Och det har medfört en hel del utmaningar. Och ja, de har varit både tuffare och krävande och väldigt ställt mycket hårt krav på oss. Liksom. Men vi är också väldigt anpassningsbara, vilket gör att vi hittat lösningar på allt det här. Och det visar sig väldigt tydligt då när corona kom och att vi nu har tagit in att det nya normala vi kommer klara det med hjälp av lite teknik, innovation och med en liten knutta nyfikenhet. Pandemin och den krisen som vi får uppleva är såklart en superhemsk upplevelse. Men det har också gett oss väldigt viktiga insikter om vår värld som vi lever i. Och de krafter som tagit vid ser till att det nya normala förblir en livsstil och ingen temporär lösning. Och coronarestriktionerna har också visat sig ha en hel del positiva effekter på samhället. Bland annat har den påskyndat digitaliseringsprocessen för många företag och näringsliv och samhälle i helhet. Och vi har också tvingats att tänka innovation. I McKinseys senaste rapport ser man också en markant ökning av ett digitalt användande. Det har liksom skjutit i höjden. Och detta kommer såklart innebära ett fortsatt högt tempo för teknikutvecklingen. Men framför allt visar det också på att det är viktigt för oss människor att förstå hur människors digitala beteende påverkas i takt med att vi ställs inför sådana utmaningar. Och jag pratar om teknik och beteende här, men jag menar också att tekniken är ett kapitel för sig. Det är en ständigt utvecklande grej, men det kommer också på något sätt vara relativt konstant eftersom vi har våra devices och vi har haft det ett bra tag. Beteendet däremot, om på vilket sätt tekniken används beroende på vilka omständigheter och samhällskritiska förändringar vi står inför, så är det ett lite mjukare värde som vi måste förstå.
Jag jobbar för ett företag som heter Acomount. Men jag är inte här idag för att prata om det. Utan det råkar bara vara så att jag är oerhört passionerad av den filosofin som vi jobbar utifrån. Och vi förser näringsliv med kunskap och verktyg och metoder om hur människors arbete förändras i takt med teknikanvändande och samhällsförändringar. Parallellt med den tekniska utvecklingen sker förändringar i människors konsumtionsbeteende. Vi har bland annat sett att digitala kulturer och trender kan förändras bara över natt. Och då behöver vi verktyg för att lära oss att se och förstå det här. Jag får ofta frågan, jobbar ni med Google Analytics då? Du borde hjälpa bolag att förbereda sig. Tror ni att det är en bra grej att använda? Kanske? Nej, det är det inte. För att Google Analytics samlar in data baserat på gamla vanor. Det är inte det vi vet. Det vi vet om människors beteende igår har ingen större betydelse idag faktiskt. Det kan funka som en måttstock väldigt bra eller som ett underlag till ett underlag. Men det är inte en vägvisare för hur vi tar oss framåt. Vi lägger alltså inte så stor vikt på det som har hänt. Och det är svårt att utläsa någonting i framtiden om det. Men digitala kulturer däremot är enklare medel att använda. Eftersom det är ett mjukt värde i en konstant värld. Så vad är en digital kultur? Det är det som händer och skapas socialt inom ett digitalt sammanhang. Väldigt specifika digitala sammanhang. Exempelvis kan det vara en beteendemönster vid användning av vissa appar eller sociala medier eller vad som helst. Och det finns också många aspekter som kan tala för hur en digital kultur formas. Corona är ett superbra exempel faktiskt. För att här ser vi hur vårt användande har utvecklats och hur det har förändrats framförallt. Och man är mer delaktig och frekvensen av sedda videoklipp och sådär på Facebook har ju ökat markant också, för att ta ett exempel. Och när samhället plötsligt ändras eller när disruptiva affärsmodeller revolutionerar marknaden, typ som Netflix, ges förutsättningar för nya digitala kulturer att gro och frodas. Och när användandet skapar förändringsmöjligheter för samhällen kan man kallt räkna med att det blir nya digitala kulturer. Men även utan pandemier och revolutionerande affärsmodeller så kan man bygga digitala kulturer. Dock oftast i mindre skalor. Då är det trender här som är kärnan i kulturen. Typ TikTok, Instagram. Det byggs ofta därifrån liksom. Och ofta är det så också att olika typer av digitala kulturer har olika härkomst. Beroende på vilken generation man tillhör. Till exempel då alfa-generationen som är födda från 2010 och framåt skapar sina kulturer utifrån TikTok. Medan äldre generationer kanske skapar via tv-program eller Facebook-grupper. Så det finns lite olika plattformar för det så att säga. Och vi står just nu inför en omvälvande förändring som denna gången har startats av en pandemi. Och vi är just nu på väg med rasande fart in i framtiden. Där teknik och beteende är två separata men väldigt, de hör ihop. Det är två byggstenar som hör ihop. Och det är väldigt viktigt för företaget att följa med om att ha en chans att överleva på morgondagens marknad. Och jag är inte här för att promota Acomount som sagt. Men är ni nyfikna på att veta mer om det här eller har frågor så får ni jättegärna kolla på hemsidan eller mejla till mig direkt. Yes.
Jag ska också köra svenska, det känns jättekonstigt. Jag som hatar svenska, det är det värsta jag vet. Jag tycker vi borde byta till engelska. True story. Kör vi? Ja. Jag måste börja med att konstatera att jag tycker det är jätteroligt att Helsingborgs stad tydligen levererar datorer med en piratad version av Windows. Bara en sån sak. Jag heter alltså Joakim Jardenberg och jag är här idag för att jag är vd i ett företag som heter GetAI. Och vi har en idé om hur vi ska lösa en av de stora utmaningarna. Jag tror ni allihopa någon gång... Det här stämmer inte. Garanterat inte. Jag klickar där så går den igång också. Så, ja, men det är okej. Det är okej. För det här har vi sett allihopa. Va? Hur det ser ut hemma i köket när vi kastar mat. Och jag tror vi är rätt överens om hur mycket det svider varje gång vi gör det här. Även om vi lämnar det till återvinning och försöker vara jätteskötsamma så är det ju inte kul att det blir så här. Och det hade vi då tänkt att vi skulle fixa. Vi då i företaget GetAI. Och lite kort bara om företaget, för jag är inte heller här för att promota det. Men det startades av 4 stycken genuina entreprenörer. Ni kan gå in och kolla på getai.se så ser ni där vilka de är. Och vi är ett aktiebolag med särskild vinstutdelningsbegränsning. Så vi ska alltså inte bli rika på det här, men vi ska agera på kommersiella villkor. Och det betyder att de saker som vi säljer ska vi försöka få ut i marknaden. De saker som vi bygger ska vi försöka få ut i marknaden. Och vi har egentligen 3 skäl till att vi finns. Det ena är att försöka inspirera och informera och få fler att bli nyfikna på praktisk AI. Det andra är att utbilda och hjälpa dem igång med det, de som har blivit lite nyfikna. Och det tredje är att försöka bygga de här lösningarna i de fall det inte finns någon annan som kan göra det. Vi har väldigt tungt fokus på offentlig sektor just nu, för det är där vi ser att vi snabbt kan göra stor skillnad. Och då kan vi prata lite grann om matsvinn. Och jag vet att man inte ska ha en massa text på sina slides när man kör Pecha Kucha. Men jag tänkte distribuera den här presentationen sen, och då är det bra om det finns lite text i den så ni kan läsa på. Om vilket oerhört problem det är med matsvinnet idag. Det skulle kunna definieras som det 3:e mest klimatförstörande landet i världen. Alltså bara det matsvinn vi globalt skapar. I Helsingborg har man sett det här tidigt. Man har haft ett projekt sedan 2017 där Cecilia Larsson i staden har gjort ett fantastiskt arbete med att minska matsvinnet. Bland annat genom att man i skolorna har vägt maten i tillverkningen, i serveringen och sen utifrån tallriken. Och man har lyckats minska matsvinnet med 50% i Helsingborgs skolor på bara 2 år. Men Cecilia säger, nu kommer jag inte längre. Nu kommer jag inte längre med att informera kostcheferna och knuffa dem, nu är det så här klassisk nudging och så här. Rent mänskligt så kommer vi inte längre, samtidigt som vi ser att det här är ett område där det finns ett enormt intresse för att försöka göra någonting. Och för mig då som jobbar med AI idag så är det här tacksamt också, för att väldigt ofta när vi pratar AI så ser vi ju framför oss Black Mirror och liksom personlig integritet som det ska tummas på och sånt. Men den diskussionen är helt frånvarande när vi pratar om att försöka lösa matsvinnet med teknikens hjälp. Skolorna är tacksamma att börja med. Omvård och hälsa, hela det här stora spektrat av de offentliga måltiderna som vi serverar varje dag. Det finns så mycket att göra där. Och alla är överens om att det här är ett prioriterat område. Så då tänker vi ju att ja, men då är det ju naturligt att flytta in här och försöka hjälpa till att lösa det här problemet. Men vi ska ju inte tro att vi är unika, lilla Helsingborg. Det är klart att hela världen har funderat på hur man med smart teknik skulle kunna minska matsvinnet. Det finns en McKinsey-rapport som pratar om att man kan spara 127 miljarder dollar, fantastiska summor, på att försöka använda teknik för att hantera matsvinnet. Men ingen gör någonting. Och det var där vi tänkte vi skulle komma in. Vi har enkla processer, det kanske blir lite meta i det här egentligen, men lite så här hur man kan jobba för att göra saker. Vi identifierar behoven, vi bygger lösningen snabbt som ögat, inte en massa förstudier och snack och så, utan vi konstaterar här är det någonting som behöver göras, vi bygger det och sen lanserar vi det så användarna där ute, kostcheferna i skolorna får börja jobba med det här och får börja titta på det och feedbacka tillbaka till oss. Det första steget här, det var jätteenkelt, för Cecilia kom till oss just och sa så här att jag sitter här med all den här datan, men jag kan inte göra något vettigt av det liksom. Jag kommer inte längre som jag sa. Och då ser vi ju med ett snabbt tekniktest att det här datat kan vi exportera och börja göra något vettigt med. Det här är verkligen meta, men jag tycker det är viktigt som en poäng att i ett sånt här projekt så gäller det att kommunikationen funkar. Så att vi har omedelbart, liksom när vi identifierar att här ska vi arbeta tillsammans, så sätter vi gemensamma digitala arbetsytor på plats. Där alla i projektet är med och diskuterar på exakt samma villkor. Det är inte så att tekniken får köra sitt race och så får liksom Cecilia och användarna hänga där bort och så träffas vi var 3:e månad. Utan här är vi inbäddade i varandra hela tiden. Och ni kan se lite grann här, det här är den första skissen på hur det här skulle gå till. Och utifrån den enkla tekniska skissen egentligen med bara lite boxar och lådor så satte vi spaden i marken och började bygga det här. Och det är ett antal saker man kan konstatera då. Det är att data till exempel är väldigt smutsigt, för kostcheferna får lov att skriva menyerna precis som de vill. Så det kan heta köttbullar den ena dagen och färsbullar den andra dagen, men var samma sak. Så vi måste låta AI klassificera de här menyerna och försöka göra något sens av det. Sen kan vi spola in, liksom, skjuta in då lite ingrediensdata in i det här, och så blir vi lite klokare. Och sen så kan vi då börja köra den här modellen och testa den, och så ser vi då på historiska data att men vi har nog begripit ganska bra att köttbullar och färsbullar är samma sak. Vi har begripit ganska bra att det här svinnet som uppstår på köttbullar på en tisdag, det kanske blir mindre om man serverar dem på en torsdag istället. Och lösningen är uppe och rullar nu. Den ligger på matsvinn.northlink.io. Och det här är då första bilden man kommer in på, där vi har fokuserat inledningsvis på den här bilden på att man ska kunna få fram lite jämförelsedata. Man ska få smaka lite grann på att här kan vi jämföra hur olika ingredienser levererar olika mycket matsvinn och så vidare. Vi kan naturligtvis också ställa upp det här i olika grafer där förskolorna, grundskolorna och gymnasieskolorna kan tävla mot varandra om att leverera så lite spinn som möjligt i serveringen, i köket och utifrån tallriken. Så att man liksom hela tiden kittlar. Det är fortfarande nudging i många fall här, för att maskinen kommer inte att laga maten, utan det ska ju fortfarande människorna göra. Det här är faktiskt det coolaste, för att om vi tittar på datumet här så ser vi att det står vecka 41. Det är ju åtminstone en vecka bort, va? 2 kanske. Och här är vi nu alltså inne och gör prediktioner. Vi gör en förhandsuppskattning på hur mycket mat den här menyn kommer att, eller hur mycket svinn den här menyn kommer att skapa. Och det betyder ju sen att du kan gå in och börja skruva på dina menyer och se till att du får ner den där siffran på predikterat svinn. Är ni med på den principen? Det här släpper vi naturligtvis som open source. Vi släpper det också som en service as a platform, eller en software as a service, där man då kan få alla de andra 289 kommunerna till att jacka in i det här också. Men detta är ju bara grundläget. Nu handlar det egentligen om att få igång fler människor med detta, men också att få in fler datakällor. Vad händer när vi börjar samköra detta med väderdata? Eller när vi börjar samköra de här tendenserna vi ser med annat prognosdata från schema, sjukfrånvaro och så vidare. Det här är bara starten, och jag är superexalterad på att det här ska ta vägen någonstans. Tusen tack för er tid.
Thank you. And with that, it's a wrap. And we will try to have another, it's a wrap, not a wrap. We'll try to do another one on the end of October. Date is not set yet, but maybe the 27th of October. But we'll send an email to everybody who's signed up and put it on Facebook as well. So thank you for being here and taking part in this event. And thanks for everybody who contributed. Love to have you here.